Hi, my name is Swati Wag, and I'm going to walk you through my assignment for Project B, and it's going to be the development of how I'm going to be teaching this course. Um, what I basically did in this course was to update or revise the existing course to redesign it so that it meets the guidelines set by the American Chemical Society and its Committee on Professional Training. And it was done in 2015, and I am revising it in 2017. So it's long overdue. So according to this, you can see from here, the main changes are in the way that CPT defines what chemical literature is, and it doesn't want us to concentrate on the skills of doing searches, but in doing more for the concepts that they learn when doing these searches in the chemical literature, and also to introduce data as a valid resource for literature searches, which wasn't there in the previous. And because of the time constraints that I have, this is a whole 6-week course, and I have revised the whole course, but there's no time to go into the details of doing the evaluation and implementation and development for all 6 weeks. So I stuck with the changes that were most prominent, and it is in week 6. That's the scientific communication part of it. And these are the learning expectations that is we're going to talk about. And it concentrates mainly on writing, how to write a research report, how to write a funding grant research report. Hopefully that will kind of bring together everything they have learned in class the previous 5 weeks, because we are going to go through all the resources, do all the parts about why scientific communication is important and why primary literature is the way scientists communicate with each other, and why it's important to cite somebody when you write something about them, because that's how you base your research findings on what's done before. It's science is cumulative in nature, so you have to cite what people have done before you to order to gain credence for what you do. So this is where I come in, and here these are the objectives. They're going to do the assignment for them to show that they have learned what they're doing is they're going to do 1,500 word research report that they're going to present at the divisional seminars, which we have on every Thursday. And then this topic that I'm going to give them is supposed to be something that has an ethics component, uh, tests, the tests that they need that for finding out how to do a research topic, and that's because this is in chemistry. They have to discuss what they do. And the last one is on the health and effects or toxicology of the disaster or the event that is happening. For this I have selected the St. Louis radioactive waste problem that has occurred in the last few years. We hear a lot about it. It was a dump site after the Second World War, and it was part of the Manhattan Project, where they invented the atomic bomb that stopped the war in 1945. This is the waste that was created through that project that's been dumped in here. So that's what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to divide the class into 3 groups. It'll be like testing methods, the first group, environmental health effects is the second group, and ethics, environmental justice will be the third group. And there will be a rubric which we'll discuss in the next slide. This is the rubric for the research report. And then we'll have the ACS citations. These are all links to the citation guide, to the CASI. ACS different in its citation style because it does not allow for you to write the whole journal title just the way you see it in other APA or whatever. It's a little different. They have specific guidelines to choose the abbreviations, and that's what the students will be expected to learn. The next thing that's important here is the fact that because of the data management portion of the CPT guidelines, they are expected to learn about how to store, manage, and format bibliographic references in EndNote. This is the bibliographic software they're going to be using. And then they're going to be also using something called the Cite While You Write. They have the video for the EndNote to watch, and there it explains how you're going to be collecting which they have already done in their assignments from different databases and send it to one central file in EndNote, which they're going to be using as their starting bibliography. And then I'm going to also talk about something called Cite While You Write. That's the software they're going to download from EndNote, and then that links their Word document, which they'll be writing, links it to EndNote and the bibliography that they have already stored in the Web of Science. So it saves them a lot of grief because they don't have to go around looking for where's this citation or where's that citation. It's all there in one place. And then they have the choice of selecting the ACS style from the list of styles that is available to them in EndNote and in Cite While You Write. The next, this is what they can watch the video here. It's a link. Most of these have full text links, so it should be easier for them to learn how to do it. Now, this part is a little difficult, but we'll be talking about them. There are data sets that are available for free from a lot of the federal agencies. So I've asked them to look up in the LibGuide and go to the data sets from different databases. If they're going to do testing methods, and they will need spectroscopy or some other form of identifying the compound or the element that they want to look at, then they will be going to this research guide and be able to find all the resources that are available to them. We don't pay for any of these resources. These are all free because they're expensive databases. So we encourage them to go to the free databases. The next slide is going to be on this is a book that they should be reading. It's available as a full text, as an ebook. So there are chapters that they need to read and then talk about it before attempting to do this exercise. And this is also a proposal video that they can watch that explains in detail what is needed. Especially, I want them to learn about how to organize their funding grant proposal. It has to be specifically as stated by the funding agency or they're going to lose the funding. So it's very important that they do that. I hope that when week 6 comes, I will have a synchronous online session with them so that they know exactly what I'm looking for and go into details of doing this. If not, I will record it and put that as a resource in the Blackboard shell. And this is the rubric that I'm going to be using to grade their final grant proposal. And last, I just wanted to kind of reevaluate what we did so far. They have to follow because of the ACS CPT guidelines change by doing this through the assignment. The final assignment will help them synthesize all they have learned in the previous 5 weeks by doing the searches in primary, secondary, and tertiary literature. And they will be doing the searches on the same topic of radioactive waste in St. Louis, Missouri. So they already have an idea of what is available in terms of research. They just have to put it together in the correct format and come to some kind of conclusions from it. And then they also will be able to link their Word document to the EndNote. And then they have to look at the data management plan, because one of the aspects of data management is they do not want people to reinvent the wheel each time they want to do a research project. They want people to reuse, recycle data that exists and come up with choices for doing the research on the topic. So I'm pretty sure on the radioactive waste management in St. Louis, there's a lot of stuff available on the Department of Energy websites or the EPA websites, because they're premier in there. So I'm going to explain to them where they need to go and look at it. Even for toxicology, toxicity data should be available from the NIH, or it should be available from ATSTR. That's I don't remember what it stands for, but it is one of these toxicology databases that we all go to get the information. There are data sets over there too. So I hope this is clear what I intend to do with my week 6. Thank you for listening. Bye.